Morning. Welcome to this edition of Friday Morning Fish Fry. Got kind of an interesting title this morning. The only thing in the middle of the road is yellow stripes and a dead armadillo. Now, I guess you almost have to be from Texas or down in the Southwest to understand that, especially with the armadillo thing. But I read that this week and it just captured my thought, and I thought I'd share a couple of thoughts surrounding that. And what we want to know is that it's just the difference of being indecisive and not being as decisive as we ought to be. The difference between being interested and committed is very simply, if we're interested in something, we'll just do what we need to do when it is convenient. When we are committed to something, we'll do it no matter the cost, whether it's hot, whether it's cold, whether it's rainy, whether it's stormy, whether it's snowing, whether it's whatever. We'll do whatever it is we need to do when it needs to be done. Now, it's kind of the average mentality. So many people just have the average mentality. And I heard a definition one time about average. It was this: being the best of the worst and the worst of the best. And I don't think anybody really wants to be there. But what causes that average mentality? What causes us sometimes to just end up being just that, average? Well, I think there's three things. And I'm just going to share three things with you. There may be many, many more, but three that are very prominent and prevalent in many of our lives. Number one is allowing others to decide for us. So often we let what other people think make decisions for us. I love the story of Sidney Poitier, the famous actor. He went for his first screening test, and the director said, "You're terrible. Why don't you just quit wasting people's time and go out and be a dishwasher or something?" Now, he was a black fella, and it was back in the day when that was pretty much a slur as it would be today. But Sidney Poitier says this: "I decided at that moment that he would not decide for me, and that I'd dedicate my life to being an actor." And the rest is history, as they say. The second one is apathy. Just being apathetic. Just, it's like the Laodicean church in Revelation. It was lukewarm. Something's cold, you can set a fire to it. It's something hot, you can throw cold water on it. It better be hot or cold. But apathy is kind of lukewarm. I don't know if many of you know about, I'm sure you do, about Helen Keller, a lady who became deaf and blind very early in her life when she was just an infant. But yet she learned to speak. She learned to be able to communicate. Became a a big advocate. She was a wonderful white lady. She said this: "Science may have found a cure for most of life's evils, but they've not found the remedy for the worst of them all, the apathy of the human being." The third thing that this morning, very quickly, is probably indecision. We're just undecided. So many of us have this as our motto: my decision is maybe, and that's final. And so, indecision can really kill us. It can just put us right in the middle of the road, and the only thing going to happen there, we get yellow stripes or get run over. Always remember this: not to decide is to decide. John Mason wrote a little book called Expect to Win, and in that he says, you can do everything you ought to do once you have made the decision. And so, indecision, apathy, or allowing others to make decisions for us, allowing others to do that, are the three reasons. I sum it up with what Bertrand Russell said. It's so good when he talks about indecision. He says, "Nothing is so exhausting as indecision, and nothing is so futile." Isn't that the truth? It just wears us out not to decide. All of us can remember times we've gone to bed not doing what we ought to do, not making a decision, and tossing and turning at night. But we have never tossed and turned at night when we have been in the fray made decisions, and pushed on to our goals. I'm wishing you the best weekend you've ever had and a great week coming up. Go to jwneal.com, and there's a little video over there, and sign up. And I'll send you something, and I'll put you on the Monday morning thought list, and I send that out every week. It's a little bit like the fish fry, only in writing. jwneal.com. God bless you. You have a wonderful day, and we'll see you again next week on Friday morning's Fish Fry. God bless.